Let's talk about power, because it's one of the most central issues that comes up with teens and parents. Most teens want more of it, and they feel powerless. So here's the fascinating thing. Most parents feel the same way with their teenagers. As independence grows, the experience of the teen, the need to feel their own power impacts the family system. And parents who have particularly used power as a way to parent begin to feel undermined. A larger parent body that has felt intimidating to younger people has potentially used force in those relationships. And of course, the parent who has all the social power and relationships, all of that is now usually being challenged. It's hard on parents and it's hard on kids. And many teens begin to battle back, particularly if they have felt disempowered or put down by parents. And I just want to acknowledge that I know many of us here, and those of us who are working with parents, many parents feel regretful of some of their parenting behavior. Some of us feel we're not so proud about certain things. And now our teens are making us more aware of this. Some of those power interactions might be more obvious to us, times when we did put our kids down or used force, but there are other things that are less obvious. For example, a style of always challenging the beliefs of the young person, or the fact that we never apologize in relationships, our own dominance in how we speak to our children and insist on ourselves. These are more subtle things that come up. So now the teenage years are here, and the young person is growing to feel their own agency. And they want to impact us, and they want to impact the world. That's the way you feel also powerful. And we tend to forget this and take it too personally. But in the larger scheme of things, your child is showing her strength. She's preparing to be an adult in the world. And ultimately, this is what each of us want. We want our kids to do that. And you yourself, you see, you're part of that growth dynamic. Teens do use us as parents to feel their own power. They want to make an impact on us. And that's so great. It's fabulous. I have to give that viewpoint, even though sometimes we get hurt in that. They want to see that they can change our thinking. They want to not just see us as a parent who's always on top. It's so important. Here are some tips to actively support and grow our relationship with teens. The first one is please value the diversity of thought. Inquire. This is so different. Don't just say your viewpoint and prove them wrong, but ask them about theirs. Hey, yeah, you think that. Interesting. Wow, how'd you come to that viewpoint? Tell me more. This is fundamental. It's such a simple thing, you guys, really. Too often we hear the kid's viewpoint and we give them the nonverbal signal, or we come back verbally in a way that makes them feel that their viewpoint is not important. And that will be a reason why they won't talk to you very much, by the way. So value the diversity of thought in the family. Another thing is to value the diversity of feeling. I have worked with too many people over the years, adults who will tell you that in their family, they felt that they were the sensitive one and they felt put down by their sensitivity. They were consistent. I mean, I bet people here, how many people here felt that they were put down for being sensitive? Anyone feel something like that? Yeah, of course, yeah. It's like it's a common way to put down what people are feeling. And please consider that the sensitive one usually picks up what is not being said in a family. It's actually a form of emotional intelligence that doesn't get valued enough. Please consider that. try to understand what the sensitive one feels, or just encourage any feeling. A child who's angry, listen to anger. And deeper than that, listen to the agony underneath anger. Underneath fury and anger is usually an agony that does not get heard. Listen for that. Another thing that's fun to do to support our growing relationships with teens is to ask your teenager for advice. Have you ever thought about that before? That maybe you need advice. Some of you thought about that before. It's wonderfully freeing to switch the roles. If you're having a hard time at work or with a friend, why not share that difficulty and ask your teen for advice? It's a way your teenager will also feel valued, and it's also a way you might get some good advice, and it's also a way where it cultivates a different kind of intelligence in your child and believes in your child for their intelligence. They get another perspective also about who you are as a parent, which is just fabulous. They get to see, oh, I'm not just, every day working, preparing dinner, but I actually have troubles. I've had some great advice from my teen, I have to say, where he said, I think you should get out of that, Mom. Well, maybe you should tell this person this, that, and the other. It's been wonderful. And the role switch is so freeing. Another huge thing that I want to talk about, I write about this in my parenting book. Those of you who want more information, by the way, check out Raising Parents, Raising Kids. But I write about picking up the subtext of power. One of the things, when conflict has a lot to do with power, and often the content is not important. The content is not important. But the need for your teenager to say, I'm powerful. I am my own person. Listen to me. If you value the subtext in an interaction like that with your teenager, you can address it directly. You can say, for example, even if you disagree with the content, you can say, wow, I feel your strength right now. Whoa, that is powerful what you're saying. You're really independent. I like how you think. You are an out-of-the-box thinker. How did you get to that viewpoint? I'm acknowledging the subtext of power here. Or I might say, hey, good for you. You can go against me, and you can go against all authority. Wow, awesome that you can do that. How did you get the strength to be able to do that? That's a good quality in you. I like that you can question and you don't just go along with things. Tell me more what you think. This way of relating, you'll find if you relate like this, your content is then easier to deal with. Yeah. One of this great story that I had, I really realized this strongly when my son was about 6, because this starts much younger, the subtext of power. We were out in the street. It was summer and everyone was playing, all the families out there. And my wife called us in for dinner. Come in for dinner. And my son said, he said, I'm not coming. You're not the boss of my body. I looked at that 6-year-old. Well, he does have a point. I am not the boss of his body. And all the parents, this is so funny, all the parents I was standing around, I heard one of them under their breath when my son said, you're not the boss of my body. One of the neighbors said, oh yeah, let's see how she's going to deal with that. So it was really funny. So I said to my son, I said, yes, you are really right. I am not the boss of your body. That is amazing that you know that about yourself. I love that. High five. Give me a high five. Yes, I am not the boss of your body. Fundamental that you know that. I let that sit a bit. And then I said, my tummy is grumbling. I think I'm a little hungry. You want to join me for dinner? He says, sure. And then we held hands and we walked across the road into the house to have dinner. The content is not the issue. The important thing is being acknowledged. I am the boss of my own body. It's being seen for the power.